Mom had been in the Army since before we were born, which meant we'd lived all over the country. But we'd been in San Antonio for almost 3 years, a record for us. When Mom retired from the military and went to the police academy, we'd figured the city was home sweet home for good. Things didn't turn out that way, though. There weren't any open spots on the force there, and Mom had landed a job in Aura instead. I tried to make the best of things from the start. It's just what I do. Cassie, not so much. Our mom says she was born looking for the dark cloud behind the silver lining. She could be stubborn as a 3-legged mule, too, and she'd been certain from the start that living in Aura was going to be about as pleasant as wet socks. To be honest, I still wasn't sure what had changed her mind, but I was glad she'd finally decided to fit in, and not at all surprised that she'd wormed her way into the popular crowd lickety-split. Liam's gaze followed mine over to Cassie. "Do you share your presents too?" he asked. "No way," I said. "Good thing. Cassie and I don't exactly have the same taste, if you hadn't noticed. Not anymore, anyway. Once upon a time, we'd loved being twins. We'd been best friends and done everything together. We'd even dressed alike as often as Mom would let us. When had that changed? I couldn't quite recall. These days, we still looked alike, with matching big brown eyes and skinny legs, but everything else about us was different. Okay, wait. Maybe we did have one other thing in common lately. One major thing. "So what about your dad?" Liam asked. "Does he visit or send you stuff on your birthday?" I blinked, startled. "My dad?" Bianca nudged Liam. "Don't be so nosy," she muttered. "We don't even know if—" She glanced at me and shrugged. "You never talk about your father." True enough. Yeah, sorry. I probably should have said something sooner. I tried to sound normal. He died years ago, when Cass and I were babies. Oh. Liam's eyes widened. I just figured your folks were divorced like mine. Sorry. Yeah, me too. Bianca said softly, not quite meeting my eyes. For a second, she looked really sad and sort of distant, which was kind of weird. As far as I knew, both her parents were still totally alive and happily married right there in Aura, Texas. Maybe she was thinking about a grandparent who'd passed on or something. Whatever, I wasn't going to pry, especially since I didn't want them to ask me any more questions either. Like how my dad died, or what he'd done for a living, or what he was like. Little stuff like that, none of which I knew the answer to. Weird, right? But that was how it was. For as long as I could remember, our mom had refused to talk about him. No matter what we asked, all she'd say was, "We'll discuss it when you're older." For some reason, she'd made up her mind that the whole topic was off limits. And when Deidre Waters set her mind to something, it stayed set. Period, full stop, and woe to the girl who tried to push her. Just about all Cassie and I knew about our dad was that his name was John Thompson, and that Mom met him while she was stationed overseas when she first joined the Army. We also knew that he was white, with sandy hair and a square jaw. But only because Cassie talked me into sneaking into Mom's room when we were 6 or 7 and peeking at the wedding photo packed away in a big box on the top shelf that we were absolutely not supposed to touch. Mom never found out about that. At least, we don't think she did. Although, the next time Cass tried to find that box, it was